Hey everybody, it's NinjaDrawsArt, back again for another video. In this video I'm going to be going over my reading wrap-up for the month of March. So we're going to start off with Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, volume number 9. I really enjoyed this one. It's getting close to where the end of the game is at, and it was a lot of fun. Next up, we're going to have My Love Mix-Up, volume number 2. I have been really enjoying this series about these high school students where one guy gets totally the wrong vibe and ends up creating some misunderstandings, but it's been really cute and a fun time, so read it if you can. Next up, I'm going to be going over a new release that I tried, Ima Koi, Now I'm in Love, and essentially, this girl has had a whole bunch of crushes on guys in the past, but she hasn't really done anything about it, so this time she's determined to let her crush know that she likes them, and it's about what happens after that. It was fun so far, and I'm interested in picking up the next volume. Next we have volume number 4. I've been really enjoying Mao, and I really love supernatural stories, so this definitely gets like a 5 stars from me, and I'm ready for the next volume. Next I have a one-shot series. It is called Treasure of the King and the Cat, and I really enjoyed this one. It has cats in it, and people transforming into cats. So it was cute. It's, I think, a BL, a boys love manga, and it's set in this fantasy world. And it's about like this wizard and then these 2 princes, and it was fun. And the next one we have is volume number 4 of the Apothecary Diaries. I've really been enjoying this manga series. It does have a light novel, which the end of this one is the end of the first light novel, so I may start reading the light novel as well. And it takes place in this imperial palace, and she ends up being like the palace taster, and it's kind of her life in the palace, so that was a lot of fun. Next we have volume number 2 of a new favorite comic of mine, Creepy Cat. It's just so cute. The cats are so fluffy looking, and it's got that gothic vibe, and the main character is kind of oblivious sometimes to the romance that's happening, but Creepy Cat gets in a whole bunch of trouble. And I want the next volume to come out soon. And this one I was like a cover purchase. I've become an Omega today, another boys love, definitely for older teen. And he's had like this long-term crush on this guy, and he realizes that he may never be able to pursue that relationship, but some unexpected things happen, and you'll have to read to find out. Next we have volume number 7 of Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, and we're still in the realm of the anime, but I've been enjoying reading the manga. I kind of wish the light novel was published in English, just because I want to get to what happens after season 1 or 2. I don't remember if there's 2 seasons of the anime, but I want to know what happens next. And now we have more Yona of the Dawn, which you know I love. Really been enjoying getting closer to the end of the series, and kind of back to like palace life and the political dynamic with Yona and the new king who killed her father, and kind of like their past and what led her cousin to end up killing her father. And that's been really interesting and fun to learn about, and I really love seeing the characters as their young cute selves. And the next volume that I show you, I think the cover may have like the cute little kids. Here they are, so cute. I definitely give these volumes that I read a 5 stars from me. And then the next one I have is the next volume of Cutie and the Beast, volume number 3. And I really like this one because we have this relationship with a new character, and she kind of gets to girl out with somebody that's in the same situation as she is, and I really like that. And now we have a reread. I reread The Betrothed, and it's by Kiera Cass. I really loved her other series, and I really enjoyed this one when I first read it. And it's about this lady who is betrothed. Well, she's not necessarily betrothed to the king, but she has the king's interest and doesn't plan on becoming the queen, but circumstances change and she ends up almost becoming betrothed to the king, but some things happen and she realizes maybe that's not what she wants. And this is like what happens after the first book. If you really like political intrigue and romance and mystery, then I would say this was probably a good series to pick up. Or if you really liked her other series, I think this one did just as good of she did as a great job in these two. And I really love like the covers and how like both of them are, one of them's all gold and the other one's like all red. I give both of them like a 4.5 stars. And the last physical thing that I read for the month of March was Splendid, or Golden Japanese, which is essentially about this girl who she has eye color and hair color that's not normal and she's treated differently, and it's about her meeting the young master of the house that her mother serves at, and kind of things go from there. I'm interested to see what happens next, so I definitely will pick up the next volume. And I'll insert another clip of all the digital reads and my little brief thoughts about them. So I'll see you shortly. So my first digital book that I read for the month of March was Ascendance of a Bookworm, Part 4, Volume 5. And I really have been enjoying reading Ascendance of a Bookworm, and after I finish one, I'm ready for the next one. And of course, we're dealing with mine and her shenanigans. I don't really want to say a whole lot, but definitely on her hunt to create more books and get more stories. So this one gets a 5 stars from me. The next one that I read digitally was I'm the Villainess, So I'm Taming the Final Boss, volume number 1. And essentially, this is about a girl who kind of gets betrayed by her fiance and says that she's no longer fit because she's bullying his new love. And so she kind of gets cast out of high society, but she has a plan not to die. And it involves the Demon King. And it's been fun reading her shenanigans and her improving life for commoners and kind of her agenda. Definitely another villainess type novel, so if you like villainess all routes lead to doom, I think you'll enjoy this one. It gets a 3 stars from me. And then I read volume 2 of My Sweetheart, which was just as good as the first one and deals with the consequences of the last novel, and I really thought it was really sweet. And then I read A Court of Dragons, which is the Dragon Isles War volume number 1, or book number 1 I should say, by Frost K. And this one is like an enemies to lovers kind of thing, though right now more like just enemies. And because on her wedding day, a lot of things happen and she doesn't get to marry her loved one like she thought, and her home gets attacked, and she kind of gets taken hostage by the enemy camp and might have to marry the person that killed her family. So it was a good read. I can't wait for the next one. I would give this like a 3.5 stars. And then I read Iceplanet Barbarians volume book number 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is just like a guilty pleasure read. I did really enjoy it, and I read all 4 of those in one day. It's a sci-fi book about these girls who end up getting kidnapped from their home on Earth and are on the spaceship and could be potentially sold to these aliens, which they're not really excited about that, but there is an unexpected stop where the inhabitants of this alien planet, one of the girls goes out to see if they can get themselves out of this situation, and things start happening from there, and I really enjoyed it. Only for older people, 18 plus. The next book was one I listened to an audiobook. It is Spice and Wolf, and I love the anime, and I really loved listening to Spice and Wolf. It is narrated by the voice actor of Kraft Lawrence, and it was a fun journey listening to what happens in the anime and then the little extra parts that don't happen. It made me want to rewatch the anime with this first volume in mind. I'm going to definitely get the second volume when it comes out in audiobook. So that was my reading wrap up for the month of March. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if you have any suggestions on my next read. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. NinjaDrawsArt out.